There's a lot to talk about around this one. What's going on, guys? It's Karl here, back with my revisited review of the Huawei P30 Pro. There has been a ton of news and things to talk about since the launch of this guy, which happened 2 months ago back in Paris. Let's perhaps start around what has kind of shook the tech world. We haven't seen this much news in a long time around the recent ban, quote unquote, of Google to, of course, Huawei. The US has imposed a ban forbidding any US-based companies from doing business with Huawei. And currently right now we're in the middle of that 90-day reprieve, and at the end of that we may or may not see Huawei have access to Google Play services, things like YouTube, Gmail, etc. We'll really have to wait and see what unfolds. I don't see Huawei accepting this and saying, all right, we're in defeat and we're gonna stop manufacturing phones. To the contrary, I think a resolution is gonna be found. I'm not too worried. Or worst case, or I guess best case scenario for you guys, these devices will go on sale. They've already come down in price, so they will be cheaper for you to purchase. Win-win in my books. And before we get into the revisited review, I've got a ton of giveaway goodies for this episode. MediaPad T5, P30 Lite as all giveaways, super simple, just sub to the channel, leave a comment down below, and a random winners, multiple, because we've got a ton, will be picked. Good luck. The P30 Pro, and since I've got this guy, it has always been about the camera. We'll get to that a bit later on. Maybe we'll start off with the things that I haven't been too crazy about. The first is the OS. It's running Android 9 with EMUI, which is Huawei skin over top. It's one of my least favorite Huawei skins. I've actually got a stock launcher installed. It's Nova. It makes it way simpler, way more robust, and I think more Google or stock-esque. That's the first thing that I would do to this guy out of the box. And other than that downside, I haven't had anything else bad to say about the P30. I've noticed some people online have mentioned how ungainly or how thick it is. I think it's actually a bit refreshing with the ongoing theme of smartphones getting thinner and thinner, sacrificing, say, battery life. And I love that they've stuck a chunkier, beefier 4200 milliamp in this guy. I do end up using the reverse charging almost every day, especially with my iPhone, whose battery is completely shot. It almost dies on me at the end of the day. Simply place them together side by side, and now my iPhone is stealing juice from my P30. Such an underrated feature, and honestly, I don't think I could live without it now. And to finish off talk about the design, the breathing crystal colorway has stood the test over 2 months. I have rocked a D-brand skin on it, my of course go-to colorway of either orange or black, but this is one of the most beautiful design phones that I've seen. This colorway, as well as the OnePlus 7 Pro, I will give the best looking phones currently of 2019. They're gorgeous. And to the camera, which is the main reason why you're probably getting this device. We haven't seen a camera as versatile as what we see here. It's a quad system with a 40 megapixel main. It's got the crazy zoom range, 5 times optical, 10 times hybrid, and the 50 times digital. I wouldn't say that the 50 times is completely usable. It's more of the fact that you have the option to use it if you really need. I got to test this guy out on the Toronto skyline, and I really pushed it and compared it to a full frame mirrorless Sony a7R III, my daily go-to $3,000 body, $2,000 lens. This lens, 16-35, and to get the versatility, I had to bring out the heavy hitter, 70-200. Look at the amount of gear you have to carry to have a zoom range or the equivalent to this guy. It's kind of nuts. And the photos that I did in comparison, a lot of you were convinced that the photos on this guy were in fact better than what we have in this package. Obviously, I would say the dynamic range on these guys was better, but the fact that we were very close, and especially if you're just posting on Instagram, a lot of that gets compressed. You don't see the benefits of carrying around this compared to this, which would easily fit into your pocket. Cannot say the same for this setup. And for night shooting and for all you photographers that want more control, you have the Pro function. This is where you can dial in settings fully. You can change shutter, aperture, and really dial in your shot to get that look that you're going for. Once again, results were very close to what we saw over on my full frame, and I think that's saying the best camera is the one that you always use or the one that you always have on you. this guy is always in your pocket and always ready to use. And to wrap it off, other things that have been great still, in-screen fingerprint sensor, still perfectly fine, still one of the better displays. I love the little teardrop. We don't have any big notches. It has slightly come down in price, but if you are still looking for better budget options, Huawei also has the P30 Lite to fit your needs. And for example, the P30 Lite, which is their cheapest option, isn't cutting too many corners. It still has a triple camera setup, 32 megapixel front-facing cam for all of your selfies. It has 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, and a massive 3340 milliamp hour battery, so you can see they're not skimping out on features, which is always great to see. And just remember, if you want to win any of these devices, including the T5 media pad, I've got a ton of products here. Just be sure to sub to the channel. Of course, leave a comment down below. I will be down there answering all questions Huawei related. I know that you guys want to chat about those as we were doing over on social, and I will catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes or vlogs. Peace.